Alright, what's up guys? So today we have got Appleseed the 13th, or Appleseed 13, however you guys want to call it, the first episode. So, any of you have not heard of Appleseed or never watched it, they had an animation back in 1988, aired a couple episodes. They had another one, I think it was an OVA or something, that was canceled, so I didn't really look at it that much, but they had one that was canceled. And then they had their first movie in 2004 with first Appleseed. I remember buying it for my PSP. Great movie. And then Appleseed Ex Machina, which came out in 2007. So, those two are one of my favorite, you could say, anime films, movies that were released so far that I've actually seen. Appleseed is really great. I really enjoy watching it. So watching this kind of disappointed me a little. For one, I mean the graphics and the animation is not up to par with Ex Machina. Now I know Ex Machina had basically they used a different kind of engine to create the graphics, so it took a longer time than when it did with the normal Appleseed. But Ex Machina was really up there. I mean, the graphics and animation were perfect in Ex Machina. I loved it. But I know that it cost them a lot of money for Ex Machina. The price for the entire movie was a lot. What else was I gonna say? And aside from the animation and everything, which I can deal with, they messed around with the actual plot. They messed around with the story. Dunin's background, how her mother died, and how she had African blood. That was a little changed from the actual movies. I mean, Dunin's mother wasn't necessarily shot and killed by a white guy, and I mean, I'm pretty sure she wasn't even African blood. I did not watch the actual anime itself in 1988 or 1998 when it was released, so I don't know if that was implemented then. But if it wasn't, then I guess they altered it around and changed it. I don't necessarily like that idea. I think it was good back in the normal Appleseed and Ex Machina where her mother died by the military general guy. Also, they added Dunin had African blood and everything. What really annoyed me was how she looked. I mean, honestly, she almost looks like a Justin Bieber or something. Honestly, her hair makes her almost look like a guy in this anime. She really just she almost looks like a 12-year-old kid. Really, the hair just comes down pretty long. I had a friend who had that similar hair, and he's a guy. So she kind of reminds me of a guy with the way she is in this anime. In Ex Machina, her hair was shorter. Here it grew. Now I know in this anime, the setting is in the 22nd century. So I'm not sure if that has anything to do with Ex Machina and original Appleseed. I'm sure there's a little complication and a little misunderstanding that I'm probably having between this one and the other one. But I would really like to know if you guys, any of you know some information, please let me know. I'm a really big fan of Appleseed, so I'd like to get this sorted out. But I don't like what they did with the her background, the way her mother died and everything. The way Briareos looks in this show just looks completely horrible. He looks like almost like a toy. I mean, in Ex Machina, he looked like an actual cyborg and everything, but here he looks like a toy that you would buy off of a Toys R Us or something. It looks really bad. Dunin looks like a guy, honestly, like a teenage guy. So let's get on with the actual episode. In this episode, you were able to see some flashbacks of before they were in their Eden. Now, in the beginning of the episode, you see Dunin talking about when her and Briareos would find their Eden, which is, I guess, their perfect place to live with no troubles, their paradise almost, I guess. They had a similar thing in Ex Machina, if anyone saw it. So they were talking about that, and then I guess it fast forwards, and they're already they're working together with Iswat, and that hasn't changed. Iswat is still there. So they're working together with Iswat to kill to stop these robbers, and honestly, it didn't look like it flowed well at all. The first episode, it looked like it was jumping from one problem to another. Because I guess after they committed or finished the rescue mission with Iswat, Dunin ended up getting mad at Briarios because Briarios was telling her that you need to trust your teammates better, your comrades, and she said, I can't trust them. The only one I trust is you. And Briarios took that a little differently. When she said that, she meant it romantically, and he took it in as I won't trust anyone. They're untrustworthy. F them, fuck them. They can just die in a hole. Really, they can just burn in hell. This is what Briarios thought she was talking about. What she meant was, I trust you and only you. Like in love, I guess, or something. And he took that the wrong way, and she got mad and said, even with your 8 eyes. She's a huge diss for Briarios. Even with your 8 eyes, you still can't see me, or you don't look at me still. And I kind of see it a little weird because he can't necessarily look at you in a romantic way because he's a cyborg. He really fucking can't do anything with you. So I mean, I thought that was one of the pretty cool things when I saw Appleseed and Appleseed Ex Machina. Dunin still liked Briarios even after he became a cyborg. So they were still together, and Dunin still liked Briarios, but I'm pretty sure Briarios he ended up confessing his love in the original Appleseed, but that doesn't look like Briarios actually loves her, like, where they would get married, because it wouldn't work. So in this episode, Dunin gets drunk because she gets mad at Briarios, and she starts fumbling home and everything, and she tries to go to Hitomi. She was introduced in Ex Machina, and Appleseed. And basically he takes her home, and she wakes up, and it felt like the first episode was bouncing from place to place. They ended up doing another ESWAT mission where there's this Professor Leon who looks like he's going to be the main evil villain of this anime, the protagonist, and you see this other guy, some dude with gray hair, some old guy, he shouldn't even be working here. Some machine of some sort comes in and takes him, and throws down the old guy with the gray hair and takes the Professor Leon, who's wanted in all these states. And that's really how the episode ends. I guess, honestly, I really don't think I really don't think it would flow well. I think this anime actually needs to fix itself a little more. Like I said, if anyone can tell me the mixed up information with Dunin's mother and how she died, and how any of this is even related to Ex Machina, or this is just completely separate, not related at all, because I'm a little confused. And I kind of did a little research, but I necessarily didn't quite find my answer at all. So thanks for watching, guys. I will see you on the second episode, and I'll see you later.